I was going to do a video on this. Dragon Ball Super Broly is now the third highest grossing anime movie in the US, and it's not even out of theaters yet, which is true. It's actually getting more times at a lot of my local theaters around here. They've expanded them, actually, when originally a couple of them only had one showing a day, but they ended up, bringing it out more because it's doing so well. It's earned $24 million, which is quite a bit for the movie here in the US, and it's only behind Pokemon and Far Spirited Away as far as gross anime movies ever released here. And it's actually third in the box office right now, behind Glass and The Upside. So, yeah, there's not a lot in the theaters right now, I know, but, that's still pretty good when you can just bring this over here and it does good, and it brings a lot to the property of the show. However, you can't do something and not have a scandal when it comes to the media. And unfortunately, we've had some fun with some videos on people trying. It looks like they finally did get something. So, Dragon Ball Super Broly voice actor is being accused of a couple of things. Lots of allegations, actually, when I did some research for this video. Holy crap, there's a lot. So before we get into it, let's go over some things that he's done so you can get an idea. He actually has a very impressive resume. A lot of stuff he's done. Video games, various animated movies, but mostly a lot of stuff for anime. Now, I don't really follow the English actors very much because I prefer the Japanese actors all day long for pretty much everything and anything when it comes to dubbing. But there is one dub that I actually do prefer over the Japanese version, and that is Fullmetal Alchemist, and he is the voice of Edward Elric. Now, I actually highlighted the bigger series over here in the movie listing, but he played Broly in all of the Broly movies. He's been in Bleach and One Piece and Fullmetal Alchemist. Those are his biggest roles that he's played going over the list. So odds are, if you're a fan of one of these properties, even like RWBY there, pretty much every big, Persona, pretty much any big property, anime-wise, it looks like he's on it. So looks like he's a big shot in the voice acting community. And like I said here, you get the Persona series for video games, Sonic the Hedgehog even, and Star Ocean. So he's been in quite a bit. He's got a little Star Trek voice acting stuff here. So yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. So naturally, something's going to come out. However, it looks like this is more than just one freak occurrence. There's actually a hashtag going right now, KickVic, and it's got a lot of people, doing the whole this thing right here. Just clap because clap, you clap, had a clap. I hate that. I hate the clap thing. But he's got a lot going on here. So there's a whole thing. He's released a statement on here, pretty much denouncing everything. But here's what's going on. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Sorry. Best known for his work on Fullmetal Alchemist, is facing serious claims of harassment and phobia. He's released a statement earlier this week responding to accusations of misconduct that started to surface on social media after the premiere of Dragon Ball Super Broly, in which he voices the title character. In his statement, he refutes all of these allegations, outright stating that some of his dear friends are members of the LGBTQ community, and while several fans online have said he refused to sign Yayo fan art. So I wouldn't sign that either. I wouldn't sign anything explicit in a sexual nature if I was anybody. So I don't really think that's a big deal, right? That's stupidness. And there's also some stuff in here about him being rude to staff and stuff. It's like, that's not even a big deal. So the guy's just an asshole, right? Big deal. I don't have a problem with that. The only thing I would have a problem with are the stuff some of the girls are claiming. And like I said, these are all allegations, so we can't really say for sure if, something's going on or not. But there's a lot of them. So it really kind of makes you think, right? Usually one or two, maybe I can question it a little bit. And I'm not saying one way or the other, but stuff is looking pretty bad here. The biggest thing for him is apparently he does a lot of touching and kissing, particularly like on the cheek and the forehead and stuff. That's the biggest thing, or like maybe grabbing up on a girl. Not really the best. You can be receptive to things like that, like if you know someone very well. But the biggest thing, it seems, is him just going up and just doing it, especially to like younger girls. So, and it's more of a, it's not so much as like a random thing. There's a lot of people that are saying it. The biggest thing here, though, is this girl who apparently makes it sound like he was grooming her, talking to her on the phone, sending her Full Metal Alchemist and CD, like Full Metal Alchemist merchandise and CDs. And apparently he's a big Christian, and this girl is too. She's a big fan of his Bible reading character voices that he's done. And apparently he invited her up to a hotel room and all this stuff. It's a crazy story. I'm not going to read all of it. But the biggest stuff is like this one. So this is the recurring one. I'm going to read this one. This is like the recurring theme that I've seen across a lot of stuff that I've found. So I met Vic this weekend. My wife was a big fan. Obviously, a lot of the creep stuff that's not totally obvious. One day, he was very nice. On day one, he was very nice. My wife got his signature and even said hello to me. On the way to his panel, he tapped her on the shoulder and surprised her. It was funny. It was actually a funny interaction. He did it again after the panel on his way out. She loved the whole thing and thought it was quite funny, and I thought it was quite funny myself. And then day two, he was much different. He sought her out after the panel and completely ignored my existence, kissed her on the forehead about 4 times, and she sort of fangirled while I said it was my creepdar went off 1,000-fold. He kept looking for excuses to be touchy, is how it seemed to me. So that's the biggest thing, of girls saying he'd come up and just like hugs them and kisses them on the forehead or the cheek and stuff. And, you could say, oh, maybe that's just being friendly. But, I'm friendly and fairly, of course, I've liked to talk to girls in my time, and I've never just gone up and just grabbed them and kissed them. It's kind of weird. Usually you look for like a reason, right, that works. But get this girl talking about him doing a lot of this stuff, talking about all these experiences with him, talking about how he's like, just skip down here. He's like, hi, Vic, I'm a big fan of your work. Before I can finish my sentence, Vic forcibly grabs me and kisses my forehead and says to me in the creepiest way possible, you're beautiful. And she wants to remind you that she was a minor at the time. And you could have had a big old M painted on her badge proving it. So then you have the phobe stuff. That one I'm not getting into that one too much because it's apparently all over him not wanting to sign stupid yayo art. I can't blame him for that. I wouldn't want to sign any of that stuff either. Just bring me like some, maybe Broly doing a screaming pose or something. That would be fine. But yeah, this is unfortunate. It looks like they got him. They got him. And they look for this stuff because it's a big... And the reason that they want this, right, is because if you search Dragon Ball Super, right, this shows up now. That's going to get them, a little bit of ad revenue because that's what they want because they are dying media because this came out of Polygon, of course, right? So they need what they can get over there. They can't even play video games very well, so hopefully, maybe we're all wrong about this, but this isn't good. I don't like seeing Dragon Ball Super get drawn through the mud because I really like that property. So anyway, let me know what you think about all this. What do you think? What are your thoughts on it? I'd really like to know. I do read all of the comments. Even if I can't respond to all of them, I do read them. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. Check out the links in the description. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next one.